What's going on, guys? Taylor Garcia here with InsureYourGarage.com, and today we're talking about what information is needed to get a garage quote. Because I know most of the time we don't want to talk insurance, and I don't either, and I'm an insurance agent, right? I want to make this as streamlined, as quick as possible. So in today's video, I'm going to go over exactly what information is needed when you're getting a garage quote. And for the most part, this is across the board. Most insurance companies want the same information. So I'm going to kind of go over brief information on what you're going to need. Say if you reach out to us for an insurance quote, what we're going to need to get an accurate insurance quote. When it comes to garage insurance, there's not a ton of information that we need, right? As an agent like us that works in the industry, we know exactly your industry's inside and out. Now, maybe there's some nuances to what you're doing, but for the most part, you're all kind of doing similar work, right? So we have a list of things that we need from each garage to get an accurate quote. And these things are as simple as the basic information. You're named insured, whether it's your business name, your entity, do you have a DBA, that kind of thing, your mailing address, your physical address, email, phone number, owner's name, dates of birth, just the basic contact information of the business owner and the business. Federal ID number, a tax ID number if you have it. If not, we'll need a social security number. That's like the start, right? And then it kind of gets down to the nitty-gritty, right? And sometimes garage owners get a little weird about this, but I will tell you, most garage insurance companies that are insuring garages want all of this information. So it's not far off to hear this, right? They're gonna wanna know your estimated annual revenue. What are you making? Gross revenue for the year. Doesn't have to be exact, because we could always adjust it, because we know it's not always going to be projected to be exactly what you said, but we could always adjust it. But we need an estimated annual gross revenue. And then obviously we need the type of work you're doing. Usually it's a percentage. Are you working on brakes? Are you working with tires and wheels? Are you working on paint? Are you working on engine work? Is it light engine work, or is it a full engine rebuild? Or is it transmissions? Or is it suspension? Are you manufacturing parts? Are you welding parts? Are you working with the frame, right? We need to know exactly what you're working on. And I will tell you, do not give agents work that you're not actually doing. A lot of times I see garages that'll say, yeah, we do all of this, but you're not actually doing it yet. Maybe it's an idea of yours or a dream of yours to do all of these things, but give the agent exactly what you're doing at the moment. Because if you want to get into fabricating certain parts of the frame, or welding or straightening out the frame, but you're not doing it yet, don't give it to them, because your rate's going to be a lot higher with some of those things. So make sure you're accurate with that, right? And so we're gonna need a percentage, and it's all gonna add up to about 100%, right? Are you doing oil? Are you doing stereos? Are you doing lubricants? Are you doing, right? All of the things. So you need to make sure that you have kind of an idea of exactly what you're doing. We need that. Do you have any employees? Do you have any payroll? Do you need workers' comp? We need that information, right? If you've had prior insurance, we need loss runs or loss history. Basically, that's you going to your prior carriers and getting a report from the insurance company saying if you've had any claims or not. That's probably the hardest part, because you need to reach out to your prior insurance carrier and get that information. That is very crucial to have depending on the insurance companies we're going to. But most of the time, they're gonna wanna see prior claims history, and you have to get that from your insurance company. It can't just be, well, I've had no claims. You have to go to them and get that report. Even if there's no claims, it'll say on the report, 0 claims. So you wanna make sure you get that as well, because that's important. So before you even shop your insurance, get that. Because whatever agent you work for, I know if you come to me and you have that up front and it's current, that'd be awesome, because I can tell you've watched this video and it's really helping expedite the process. Now, if you're a new business owner and you're just starting to shop for the first time, you don't have that prior claims history, that's totally fine. The one thing we may ask for is like a bio. How long have you been in the industry? How much experience do you have, etc. We may need to ask for a little bit of written word about what your experience is in the industry, and that should be fine. And one of the other parts that we ask for the Garage Keepers coverage is how many vehicles do you work on at one given time, and how many cars can be stored in your place at maximum. At the most at one given time, how many cars can be there, and what do you think that value is of all cars that are in your shop? If your shop is full, how much value or how much dollar amount in vehicles are in your shop? Because we want to make sure that we have enough coverage if all vehicles were damaged or stolen, that we have enough coverage to provide you a check to replace those vehicles. So that is one question that we ask is, you know, how many vehicles do you store in your shop at once? What is the average value of each vehicle? And then at one given, if you had your shop full of vehicles, how much do you think that is? So we do ask that. And then we just ask little questions. Do you have security cameras? Do you have fences? Do you have lighting? We ask some of those questions. So be ready. Typically with me, we do have a questionnaire that we like to send out electronically. You can fill it out yourself, or we take about 20, 30 minutes on the phone and we can gather all that information for you on my own form. So it's just some of these questions we have to ask. We have to ask for your basic info, gotta ask for revenue, payroll, you know, what type of work you're doing, the values of everything. The other thing we ask for is how much dollar amount of tools do you have, or tools and property coverage, right? So I know you got tools, I know you got toolboxes, I know you got machinery. What does all that cost? If the place burned up in flames and you lost it all, how much money do you need to reimburse all that? What size check do I need to give you to rebuy all that stuff? That's how I look at it. So some of these questions you will get asked and you have to provide it. And if you don't, then we can't properly protect your business. So I know it's not fun to go over all these questions, and I know it's not fun to talk to an insurance agent about all this stuff, but you need to make sure you're accurately giving the right information, because at best, we're gonna go off what you say, and so we wanna make sure you're properly protected, and you wanna make sure you're properly protected, because if something happens, you don't wanna have a financial hit and be out money, because I know your business or your shop is your baby. So we wanna make sure it's properly protected. And for the most part, that's about it. There may be some nuances here and there depending on what you do. If you're fabricating parts and you're manufacturing parts, or you're building your own custom parts, that's gonna be a whole other section of questions, which I'll get into in another video. But for the most part, for your basic auto repair, garage, or shop, that's kind of the information that we're gonna need from you. And again, usually quotes can take anywhere from the same day to up to 3 to 5 business days to get you a quote back. That's typically average for most agents to get you a garage quote back. For us, we like to do it within 3 days. So again, if you have any questions on garage insurance, please reach out to us today. I'd be happy to help. That's all we do here is help the automotive industry and garages with all things garage insurance nationally. So please reach out to us if you have any questions. Thanks again for watching this video, and we'll catch you in the next one.